Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at a brand new Zapdos card, which has just been revealed over on the official YouTube channel. Now, we had a Zapdos in Team Up recently. It was a very, very good Zapdos. Could this one stand up with it? Well, if we have a look at the basics, we got 110 HP, which is about right, honestly, for a big basic single prize Pokemon. We got a retreat cost of 1, which is nice because it gives free retreat with U-turn board that obviously will be reattached if discarded. So that's quite nice. We've got a resistance to fighting, which is quite nice. You got all of those things like Eternatus at the moment that people are going to be trying to hit for weakness, but they won't be hitting you for weakness. You'll be resisting them in their face. And you do have a weakness to lightning, and I'm not sure how good lightning is going to be moving forward. There's a bit of a question mark there. Certainly the one thing I can tell you is that Vikavolt does a natural 50, and with your weakness to lightning, you will survive with 10 HP remaining. So that alone is, quite frankly, pretty gosh darned good. Oh, and you're a lightning Pokemon, which means you can accelerate energy with Tapu Koko Prism Star, which is quite nice. It means you can use that new Electrode we looked at the other day that lets you KO it and accelerate 2 energy from the deck to it, which is quite nice. So, you know, there are some things to like about being a lightning Pokemon. Plus, obviously, you got all the partners like the aforementioned Vikavolt, Pikachu and Zekrom, etc. But what does it actually do? Well, our translation comes from the lovely Antoine Boulet. Stop me if you've heard that one before. And the first attack is... to call it vanilla would be both accurate and appropriate. 1 colorless energy, 20 damage. This is, and I've said this a bunch, this is a kind of attack where if we were talking a little while ago when Choice Band was legal and we can be hitting a 2-prize Pokemon with weakness and Choice Band doing 100 damage and working on a 2-hit KO on a 2-prize Pokemon, 1 essential 1 prize per attack, then yes, I am cool with that. But that's not where we are right now. Sure, we got Vitality Band and it'll double up to 60 and it will actually get a bunch of evolving basics that are weak to lightning. So yay. But honestly, the best evolving water basic we got at the moment is Snom, and Snom's weak to metal. So it's one of those attacks. It's there. And there will be games where you go second and you don't have a good turn 1 play. We don't have anything you want to do right now. And on those turns where you don't have anything to do right now, it's fine. It's not amazing. It is fine. It'll get some damage on the board. Certainly, if we still had Electro Power, we don't, it rotated. But if we still had Electro Power, there would be an argument here that, well, you know what? Go second. Your opponent's got a single basic with, say, 80 HP. Dig, dig, dig. Try and get 2 Electro Power and get a 1-hit KO. Yes. But you'll notice I'm talking about stuff like Electro Power and Choice Band, which isn't legal in the format at the moment. It is a bad format to try taking advantage of attacks like this. But we have a second attack, which is, shall we say, significantly better. 2 lightning, 1 colorless energy. Discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 160 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon GX or Pokemon V. Why could it not be 180? You see, this is a really nice attack, and this will get Pokemon on the bench, but you're really not getting many 1-hit KOs. You are not really going to be 1-hit KOing a lot at all here. Essentially, we get Dedenne. But the problem with Dedenne is Dedenne has been, if not replaced by Crobat, certainly given strong competition with Crobat. Dedenne, 2-prize basic Pokemon, play it onto your bench, discard your hand, draw 6 cards. Crobat, 2-prize basic Pokemon, play it to your bench, draw 2, you've got 6 cards in your hand. And Crobat isn't KO'd by this. Dedenne is. Dedenne's got 160 HP, Dedenne goes down, but Crobat's got 180 and will survive. Though this might be an appropriate time to remind you about a Pokemon tool I showed you just a couple of days ago, Longview Scope. Remember, this is a Pokemon tool that says that your attacks do 30 more to bench GXs or Vs. And with Longview Scope, my view of Zapdos changes quite dramatically. Because you see, what we've got here is an attack that's now doing 190. I said it would be way better if it did 180. Well, it actually does 190. And 190 is good. 190 does get a KO on Crobat. And frankly, if you're telling me I can put free energy on a single prize Pokemon and take out a 2-prize Pokemon on the bench, this is awesome. Do bear in mind that pretty much every deck right now plays Dedenne and or Crobat. And that's just 2 prizes. The reality is, an awful lot of games, you are going to be able to get a KO on one of them. It's kind of ridiculous. And if you want a reason why I feel very confident this is a good card that will see play, Cramorant V. Now, to be fair, Cramorant V does have a nice emergency turn 1 attack. 0 energy, search your deck for any 2 cards and put them into your hand. Although that's not an attack you ever really want to use, because you search 2 cards and then you leave a 2-prize Pokemon sitting in the active to take a hit from your opponent. Not ideal. But Cramorant V, free energy, discard all energy from this Pokemon, do 160 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Now, Zapdos is limited to GX and V. Worth pointing out that that does include tag teams and VMAXs. And it is a lightning Pokemon that takes lightning energy. But in decks that can play it, there is a strong argument for playing Zapdos over Cramorant. And Cramorant's already seen quite a bit of play. Now, you could make an argument, and it would be fair, that one of the main decks that has played Cramorant has been Blacephalon, which gets the energy on using Welder, and there is absolutely no way that Blacephalon decks are going to drop Cramorant and start putting Zapdos in. That would be dumb. But Pikachu and Zekrom decks? Remember, when you attack, you do 150 and you attach free lightning energy from your deck to one of your Pokemon, like, oh, I don't know, Zapdos. That would work quite nicely. Plus, you got Tapu Koko, and you can literally just go Tapu Koko to put 1 energy onto each of 2 bench Pokemon, one of which will be Zapdos. Energy switch, so they're now both on Zapdos, attached from hand, and it is absolutely realistic to get all 3 energy on here in 1 turn. And that's before we remind ourselves that, you know, Turbo Patch is a thing. And this is the kind of Pokemon that can make great use of Turbo Patch. Turbo Patch is the item card that lets you flip a coin, and if heads, you attach an energy basic from your discard pile to a non-GX Pokemon. So you can use that to get the energy onto Zapdos quite nicely here. Or that aforementioned Electrode that you can KO and accelerate 2 energy from your deck. And yes, I know that Electrode gives up a prize, but let's say you and your opponent both have 2 prizes remaining. You KO Electrode, your opponent's got 1 prize remaining, put the energy on Zapdos attached from your hand, KO a bench Crobat, boom, you win the game. Obviously, you would need the tool to do that. And that's kind of my point here. We've got a lot of ways of getting the energy on. This, with the new tool, will get a lot of key KOs, mostly Crobat and Dedenne, if I'm honest with you. And what we're looking at here is a Pokemon that is just a really good tool in Lightning decks. No, it can't get single prize Pokemon, and that's sad, etc. But it will get an awful lot. I mean, decks like Porygon Z, for instance, that just attach as much energy as they like from the hand during their turn, as long as it's special, will work quite nicely here. I've not even mentioned speed energy yet. When you attach it, you draw 2 cards, so that can be accelerated with Porygon, and then you're drawing cards as well. You could, even if you're playing this in a Porygon deck, recycle energy would work. So you discard the 2 lightning energy, but then the recycle gets bounced back to your hand, and then you can reattach it next turn. I think the first attack for Zapdos is, to put it mildly, spectacularly underwhelming, at least in the format we're in at the moment. That could change. But I also think that this second attack is basically a single prize lightning variant of Cramorant. And Cramorant's a really good card that's seen a whole bunch of play. And I don't see why lightning decks wouldn't play this. Yeah, fine, you put free energy on, you've got to discard the energy, but that's up to you as a player to control your resources properly, to make sure you're not wasting too much energy. But with the tricks you've got in lightning decks at the moment, that should be something that's absolutely doable. And then all of a sudden, you've just gone and got yourself 2 cheeky prizes, or you've hit somebody for 150 with Pikachu and Zekrom, then you've finished them off with Zapdos. Worth pointing out, 150 with Pikachu and Zekrom, then 190 with this, assuming the tool, is 340 damage, which will get a KO on anything in the format, including Eternatus. Yeah. That's pretty gosh darn good, ladies and gentlemen. And then that's free prizes. Tell me this doesn't sound fun. I'm giving it 4 Wassies. And this feels like it might end up being a little bit high because it really is limited to Lightning decks or things like Porygon Z, and I don't really care. I look at this Pokemon and I just think, great, cheeky KOs to swing the prize trade in my favour. That is my kind of Pokemon card. But I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.